There's a moment many of us remember, standing in the kitchen, looking at a plate we've eaten 1,000 times before, and wondering, quietly, is this still doing me good? It's not a dramatic moment, no sirens, no warnings, just a quiet question that more and more people over 60 find themselves asking. And it's a fair question, because the truth is, our bodies at 60 are not the same as they were at 30. The way we process sugar changes. The way we build and protect muscle changes. The way our joints, our arteries, even our memory respond to what's on our plate, all of it shifts, gradually, over the decades. This isn't something to fear, it's something to understand. Because once you understand it, you're not guessing anymore, you're choosing. And that shift from guessing to choosing is where real vitality begins. Today, we're looking at 7 everyday foods that deserve a second look after 60. Not because they're bad, not because you need to panic if you had one this morning, but because research suggests they may work against the very things people over 60 tell us they want most: steady energy, strong joints, a sharp mind, and independence for decades to come. And for each one, we'll talk about something far more useful than restriction. We'll talk about what to eat instead. Let's begin. Number 1, highly processed deli meats. For many of us, a sandwich with sliced ham or salami feels like the simplest lunch there is. Quick, familiar, comforting. But here's why it matters. Many processed meats are high in sodium and contain preservatives called nitrates, which several large studies have linked to increased cardiovascular strain over time. As we age, blood vessels naturally lose some of their flexibility, so added sodium doesn't just affect blood pressure, it asks an already working heart to work harder. The simple science: sodium pulls water into the bloodstream, raising blood volume and pressure. Over years, that steady pressure can wear on vessel walls. The practical shift is easier than you think it might be. Try swapping processed deli meats for roasted chicken breast, fresh turkey, or even a plant-based option like hummus and roasted vegetables. Same lunchtime comfort, far less sodium. And here's the hopeful part. Your taste buds adapt faster than you expect. Most people notice within just a couple of weeks that fresh, simply seasoned foods start to taste more vivid, not less. Number 2, sugary breakfast cereals. Breakfast sets the tone for the whole day, and for decades cereal has been marketed as the easy, wholesome choice. But many popular cereals contain more added sugar per serving than a small dessert. Why this matters after 60? Research indicates that insulin sensitivity, how efficiently your body manages blood sugar, naturally declines with age. A sugar-heavy breakfast can cause a sharp spike, followed by an energy crash by mid-morning. That crash is often mistaken for simply getting older, when it may really be about what's on the spoon. Instead, consider steel-cut oats topped with berries and a spoonful of nut butter, or plain Greek yogurt with walnuts and cinnamon. You still get warmth, sweetness, and satisfaction, just with fiber and protein that keep blood sugar steady for hours, not minutes. Many people tell us this one change alone gave them noticeably steadier energy through the morning. Number 3, fried foods. There's something undeniably satisfying about the crunch of fried food. It's nostalgic, it's celebratory, and occasionally that's perfectly fine. But regularly, frequently fried foods, especially those cooked in reused oils at restaurants, are associated with inflammation markers that researchers have linked to joint discomfort and slower recovery from everyday activity. Here's the simple science. Many frying oils, when heated repeatedly, form compounds that the body registers as low-grade irritants. Over time, this may contribute to the kind of stiffness many people quietly assume is just aging. A satisfying alternative? Air-fried or oven-baked versions of the same foods. Crispy sweet potato wedges, roasted chickpeas, or oven-baked chicken can deliver that same craving for crunch and flavor without the same inflammatory load. Your joints, quite literally, may thank you for it. Number 4, excess added sugar in general. Sodas, pastries, candy. We don't need convincing that sugar isn't a health food, but what's less well known is how differently sugar behaves in the body after 60.
Emerging research suggests a connection between chronically high blood sugar and changes in memory and cognitive processing speed over time. The brain relies on stable glucose levels to function well, not spikes and crashes, but a steady, reliable supply. This doesn't mean sugar is forbidden. A slice of birthday cake is not a threat to your brain health. It's the daily, habitual intake, the soda with lunch, the pastry with coffee, that adds up. A gentle alternative is sparkling water with a splash of real fruit juice, or naturally sweet options like dates and fresh berries when a craving hits. Small, steady changes here tend to matter more than perfection. Number 6. Excess red and processed meat cooked at very high temperatures. This is less about avoiding red meat altogether and more about how it's prepared. Grilling or charring meat at very high temperatures can create compounds that some studies associate with increased oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress is simply an imbalance between harmful molecules and the antioxidants that neutralize them. And as we age, our natural antioxidant defenses become slightly less efficient. A simple swap? Try slow roasting, baking, or gently pan-searing meat instead of charring it, and pair it generously with antioxidant-rich vegetables like spinach, peppers, and tomatoes. The flavor is just as rich, the impact on your cells is gentler. And finally, number 7, ultra-processed diet and low-fat packaged snacks. This one surprises people. Many products marketed as healthy, low-fat, or diet are in reality heavily processed, with fat replaced by added sugar and a long list of stabilizers. Why this matters? Ultra-processed foods, regardless of their calorie count, have been associated in multiple studies with poorer markers of long-term metabolic health. The body seems to respond differently to whole foods than to their processed imitations, even when the nutrition labels look similar. Instead, simplicity wins. A handful of almonds, an apple with a thin spread of natural peanut butter, plain popcorn with a little olive oil and sea salt. These aren't just diet foods, they're real foods, and research consistently points to real, minimally processed foods as one of the most reliable pillars of healthy aging. So, where does this leave us? Not with a list of forbidden foods, not with guilt about yesterday's lunch, but with something far more valuable: awareness. Every one of these 7 shifts isn't about restriction, it's about redirection. Choosing the roasted chicken instead of the deli slice, the oats instead of the sugary cereal, the walk after dinner instead of the second glass of wine. None of these changes need to happen all at once. In fact, they shouldn't. Small, sustainable shifts, one at a time, are far more likely to become lasting habits than a complete overhaul starting tomorrow morning. And if you're managing a specific health condition or taking medication, it's always worth discussing dietary changes with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can help tailor this general guidance to your own body, your own history, your own life. Because here's what we believe deeply. At beyond years, 60 is not a finish line. It's not a season of decline to be managed. It's a season of possibility. One where small, informed choices made consistently can add years of vitality to your life, and life to your years. Your best chapters are still being written, and it starts quite simply with what's on your plate tonight. If this gave you something valuable to think about, we'd love for you to subscribe. Every week we bring you clear, honest, science-based guidance to help you live stronger, sharper, and more fully for many years to come. We'll see you in the next one.